And we're back. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Okay, so as you can already foretell, if we're talking about nothing but peace, we are in a chaotic storm. Okay, and as you already can see with the clouds that have fallen down and this love locket in kind of a seemingly reverse fashion, we can see that automatically there is some kind of a commotion that is toying with people's heart chakra, or toying with people's ability to be and receive love. Okay, so while we're going through this very tumultuous time, we also can understand that it is for our soul growth. Okay, it's for our ultimate and highest means in order to remove and relinquish anything that isn't serving us. Okay, and what do we mean by serving us? No, we're not talking about servants or slaves. We're talking about what is aiding, assisting, growing the best parts of us into better parts. Okay, so here we have something about reputation. Okay, confirmation. I'm not sure if you heard the beep in the background, but we have something here about a reputation. Right now, maybe an energy is a breath of fresh air to the people that they're around, or they are super focused, hyper focused on how they appear to the rest of the world, how they appear to the external. Okay, so that means that their internal world is not really lining up with their external world, because they're too overly focused on how others are perceiving them. Now, when you move from an authentic or genuine state, there's no need to hyper fixate on the opinions of others. Now, if someone else tells you a fact about yourself and it resonates, right? Your discernment says there's something more here that you or I have to look into, right? Then it is a fact, right? Now, maybe it may be a fact in the moment, may not be a fact later, may not be a fact in the past. It's just a fact for a certain period of time, and then you can use that to propel you into a solution. But here with this overly focused on how you're presented to the world, it's offering a lack of communication. Okay, it's stopping people from wanting to communicate with you. It's stopping you from wanting to communicate with others because you don't want them to see your authentic self. Okay, now this can put some kind of a toll on your loving relationships. Now this can be familial, acquaintanceships, business partnerships, or whatever, but I'm getting more like you have an emotional tie to these individuals, okay, where you were putting action behind it and can call it like something like love or care. Okay, but it's sort of being removed and kind of refinding its balance amongst the storm, amidst the storm. Okay, so it's turning the mountain upside down. Now, what we can gauge by this is that the trials and tribulations of hiking up a mountain is in essence not the focal point, because we're on the reputation. Okay, so it's not saying that your reputation is hindering you from success. It's not saying that your reputation at all has anything to do with your level of success, but it has everything to do with how you're viewing the experiences around you. Okay, yeah, someone's not doing everything right. Someone is kind of being manipulative. They're needing to face themselves, right? And what do we mean by that? They need to look inward and see why they're showing up in a certain light, or why they're showing up with a certain aura. That's what I mean by light. Okay, because I'm not getting that this person is physically like whipping someone as the picture suggests. I'm getting more so like they're toying with an idea. They're toying with the people around them. They're toying with themselves because their internal world is not matching with their external world. In essence, even though they may appear to everyone else as doing what is correct or doing what is expected, it is not in line with their divine purposes. It's not in line with how they're supposed to show up according to God, according to our higher source. Okay, now I'm seeing that on one end we're going to understand who this individual is and why they're showing up like this. And on the other hand, we're going to understand what individuals are not showing up like a mirror image. Okay? So you can see how you're actually showing up in the world, and then how other people are viewing you. And then you can see that since it doesn't align, that's the whole point of this period of refocus. Okay, not refocusing on your I guess prestige with people around you, but more so focused on your authenticity. Okay? So this would be the pile. And this is our descriptive pile. So this would be our right pile. Okay, so this side is, again, the external world showing you how you show up in the world. Okay? So this is not your authentic self. This is the mask that you put on. Okay? So you might be pear-shaped. That's how people view you. Your heart chakra might be super activated, or might appear so, and that's why we have this love locket here, because you show a lot of people affection and all of these other emotions. But can we call it love if you aren't moving in an authentic light? No, but we can call it care, and we can call it affection, we can call it nurturing, and all this other stuff that's attached to the heart chakra. But we can't call it love, which is what is symbolized by the locket. And love beyond the seasons, not love because you can do something, love because you have some form of utility, and not love because of obligation, but love because of extenuating circumstances that are beyond explanation. Okay? So now we have our left pile, and I'm guessing this individual is a fighter. They may seem down, which is a colloquialism for if other people want to do something, they just go along with it. They don't really put up much of a fight. They may appear as white or Caucasian, or in their presentation, so they're doing the stereotypical, this is what a white person would do, so this is how they're going to show up. Not necessarily saying that they are, you know, we can gauge that they're American, but they're showing up as a stereotypical, like, Cali girl. Okay, so then we have an earth angel here. Now we're going to use the pendulum because this pile fell with the left. We want to assure that we're tethering it to the right people. Hi, can you show me no, divine? Thank you. Can you show me yes? That we're on the right track? And maybe we need a double back. Let's double back, baby. Double back, double back, double back. Okay. Are there any trickster energies here with us? Is there any lower vibrational energies? It's just high vibe energies and the divine. Yes? Yes, great. That just means that our prayers and our series of protection prior to the reading is doing its job, which is beautiful. Okay, so confirmation. Now we have this earth angel. Okay, so is this on the right side? No, this person is actually an earth angel. Okay, so that's good. Now that's where the issue lies. Okay, authentically, you are an earth angel. You are chosen. But because you are not understanding that who you are inside is way more important than the opinions of others on the outside really can't see that you're an earth angel. Like, you're really not showing up to them like that, even though the divine sees your light and divine sees your efforts and your progress up until this point. But again, it's not respected by the people that you're around, mainly because you have to, you know, change your environment, change the people you're around. You are who you hang out with, okay, because they shape your perceptions, they shape your ideas, and because of communication in general, they can shape your actions, right, by offering discomfort or offering some kind of negativity if you want to do something positive. Okay, so next we have, ooh, the mind's like, we don't really need it, but you know, it's good for the readers to and you know, other listeners. I know there's more readers that watch my channel than people who want to know the real, because a lot of readers are chosen, so it's purposeful for them to get the information that can help them thrive, so that you can thrive in, you know, your basic collective stuff. So that's why I definitely give it up to the readers who watch, is because we teach each other, so it's easier to teach the collective. Okay, so now we have some Mexican food or culture. This is on the right side. Okay, so this may be how you show up. It's like maybe this is your interest, or this is your actual culture, even though you present more as a stereotypical Caucasian. Okay, and again, not saying anything negative to any of the races that come out, but it's more so noting how other people are feeling about it. Okay, and you're a popular person, which is right. You may seem strong-willed, have gray hair. Okay, so I know who this is about in my life, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, so sloppy lips, sloppy language, would that be on the right side? Yes, so this is how people in a dunce. Oh wow, so someone is gullible, easily fooled. Okay, and that's why you're not doing everything right. So this energy that is showing up is, I'm guessing, a bit more mature in age. Maybe not in mind or emotions or spirituality, but in age they're a bit more mature. So this energy is labeled as an earth angel. However, they are not the brightest crayon in the box. Okay, and that's probably why they assume this fighter role, right? Because they have to protect their own insecurities. Okay, their insecurities about their ability to be duped by other people. Okay, and that's just because they don't trust their own they don't trust themselves. I want to say like all of these different things that they don't trust, but if you don't trust yourself, obviously you don't trust the other things that you have to do. So this energy is just not, they're not okay with themselves. They're super insecure, and that's the reason why they are so heavily focused on the 3D and on other people's assurance of who they are, because they do not offer themselves any assurance. Okay, so the question is, like, how are you actually showing up as an earth angel? Why are you labeled as an earth angel? Maybe this dunce and easily fooled vibe is the confusion that is taking you away from your title of being an earth angel. Okay, now to everybody else, you kind of have sloppy lips or language, like you don't really speak positively, or you speak well. It seems like more colloquialisms, like you're not really speaking in facts, you're speaking in superficial language, right? Pear shape would go back to the body. This could be how you appear to the world. Maybe you are ambiguous ethnicity, like you have an ambiguous ethnicity because you're mixed. But other people, based on their experience, you look more like this race. So, or you enjoy the food or the culture, or, no offense, and I'm not at all like attacking anyone. This is just a spiritual fact, because certain races are attached to life lessons that are necessary for certain levels of ascension. So there's not really many earth angels that are of this descent. Okay, like if you were born with this ethnicity, you were most likely in a transitional phase to this, not that you're there already. Okay, and that could be what the issue is. This person is now in a transitional phase to be this, but they have to let go of all of these insecurities. Okay, now the world thinks they're strong-willed because they're naturally a fighter, right? Now, are they a fighter for good means? No, they're a fighter to protect their insecurities. That's negative, that's low frequency. So in essence, even the positivity that we're seeing on this side is not authentic to the individual. Okay, so it's not giving that same vibration. Okay, and because this person is strong-willed and moves in the quote-unquote their heart chakra a lot, they're deemed as a popular person, which is truly necessary if you're going to be an earth angel, especially because you have to expand the collective. So you have to reach as many people as possible in order to, expand the collective in the way that is necessary for our collective ascension. So yeah, they're a social butterfly. This person likes to talk a lot, but if they don't believe that their education lines up with what is expected of them or the standards for them, then they're never going to have depth to them. It's still going to be the superficial vibe, and they can't move fully as an earth angel if they're constantly in this shallow space. Okay, so now that we understand who this individual really is and then how the world perceives them, we can see how the experiences around them will shape them in the future. So that's what we're going to tie into now. Okay. Firefly in reverse. I just learned recently that fireflies, their light is not only to attract suitors, but to attract prey. Okay, and the suitors are normally the prey. So it's like this firefly is no longer in this attraction phase. Okay, they're not, their light bulb is not really light bulbing. This red in reverse, it means the passion is kind of gone because they're most likely more immature. Maybe emotionally everything, they're super immature, but their age is mature. That's why we have this gray haired energy here. In age, they're a lot older, but the passion is gone, the light to attract is gone. Whether it's good or bad, it's just they're not as magnetic anymore. Okay, now they're receiving luck, but in order for them to receive luck, something negative has to happen, right? So it's like they weren't aware of something, and because they weren't aware, they're gonna get a bit of luck to help them understand what's going on. But then it's like a constant loop of feeling gullible or easily fooled, because it's either the people around you or the divine constantly letting you know what you're not seeing yourself. It's like a lack of awareness here. And then we have this social media. So they must like to talk a lot on social media, or that is one of the ways that they're super social. They engage in a lot of interactions. Let's see here. Because nothing's really falling out of that pile anymore. So there's some kind of predictable or cyclical nature about this energy, right? Not moving in a royal vibe. So because they're so mature, you want to, you know, label them king or queen, right? And most times, like the emperors and empresses, they're able to become more regal. But this energy it's not really like that. They're acting more like a dunce. They're acting more like the Joker here, right? Because they're in survivor energy all the time. Now, what does that mean? Usually it's a positive thing, right? Because you're moving out of survival energy. But at this tender age, you shouldn't be in either energy, right? You should be retirement. You should be reclusive. You should be comfortable, at peace. Being in survivor energy is, again, showing everyone else your scars so that they don't emanate the same, I guess, issues that you had, right? Have the same problems, have to learn the same lessons in a negative way, right? That's why you move in your survivor energy. You're showing people that you triumphed. But it's like this triumph energy is getting old. It's kind of ghetto here. Like at this point, you should be at peace. It's like you no longer should be fighting the great fight or seeming like you're fighting the great fight. But it's like, I don't know, I'm gauging, like, there's no Alzheimer's here, but I'm gauging like there's a stuck in the past type of feeling here, right? And you have luck, again, when you are copying others, but being your actual blueprint, being the creator, is no longer what you're doing. So while you're in the survivor energy, it's like a reality show. Like you're the winner of a reality show, but you're like the winner of like 2-3 seasons ago. So it's like you need different clout, but you're still surviving off of the clout from 2-3 seasons ago when you won. And now you have to like do little things, copy the people that are around you, mimic people, mimic positive things in order to maintain this popularity. But it's like there's no follow-through. We can see the disjointed nature in your especially how this reading is coming about. We can see the disjointed nature in how you're processing information. And because it's, for you, kind of predictable and cyclical, you know, for other people around you, it just seems like there's too much mystery. And in actuality, you seem like an op undercover, or there's a little girl from 4 to 10 that's actually an undercover cop. Op. Interesting. So maybe there's an undercover cop watching the reading. That's so cool. B. Reconciliation on. Hospitalization of a Pisces in reverse. And this is conjured up energy. There's going to be some kind of power surge by midnight. Now, if you understand how the moon cycles are going right now, you would see why there's a power surge, especially if you're out at night. Just be ready to energetically absorb. And this is just energy. So I'm not called to really express that too much, just to read them out. There's some kind of snake-like energy that wants praise, and I'm gauging that's what this gray energy is over here. They just want praise for everything they're doing, whether or not there's follow-through, whether or not if it's a good idea, whether or not there's logic and all this other stuff attached to it. That's, you know, positive. That will help people more easily transition. Now, we can see the skunk in reverse is letting you know that what kind of the air that this individual has is no longer there. Okay, so either they remove this from them so that other people don't view them in such a terrible light. Oh, we have a guest. So there's a moth in here, and for us spiritual people, we know that a moth symbolizes an enemy, and it's a pretty large moth. It took its time trying to get in here. But I like to kill moths, so just know that that enemy is going to perish. Anyway, we're going to just jump right back into the reading. Because that just means I'm saying something that's worthwhile. And it's trustworthy. Oh, how nice. Because I'm the GOAT. Why? Because it's an expensive endeavor if I just stay in my Aries energy all the time. So, I kill it when it's time. Oh, look, it's literally, did you see it? Did you see it on the board? How amazing is that? Now, you actually can see how negative energy or the negative energy from people is sent to attack what's going on, right? These are physical representations of people's malice or people's angst, objectivity. And when I mean like objectivity, I mean like their objection to what's going on, not necessarily their support or encouragement. Okay, but at the end of the day, I don't fucking care. So for you to show up as a moth, it means that you have really no spiritual prowess or power. So who cares? Go ahead and throw your little negativity so I know who to give karma to. Okay, so then we have this dog-like energy, which is so interesting because I had a dream about like this stray dog that had come into the backyard and was like, it looked like kind of like a golden retriever, but it was like small and it didn't really have a lot of fur, but it was like an older dog. And this owner was looking for it, kind of screaming, but like they seemed so far in comparison to the dog. And the dog wasn't really well behaved at all. Like, it was just like running around, I don't want to say aimlessly like this moth is, but more so like it had a mission and didn't really know what the mission was. Like, it knew that its purpose was to keep moving and to keep going, but it didn't really understand. Like, this moth is really, you must really like this light. Me too, I love it. I love it. Funny. But it just didn't want to be with its owner. Like, it didn't, ooh. Killed it. So you all can see. Look at it. Look how huge it was. Yeah. Big enemies have 0 power trying to come against me. Congratulations. You just got yourself karma. Ooh, and another one. A smaller one. Which means that this one is even less powerful than the last one. Which is kind of sad that you're even bothering me. It's going to break the bank for sure. Anyway. So back to the dream about the dog. Okay, so then the dog kind of ran away into like the backyard where the gate was, and then came back and basically went into the shed and was like, yeah, there's nowhere else to go, so I'll just stay here. And the owner's like looking for the dog, and by the time I try to go and let the owner know like the dog's right here, the dog, I guess, found a way to keep moving. And it's like, it was so interesting because it's like the owner's looking for you, right? This seems like a home. The owner didn't seem like they were like abusive or anything. Like they just seemed like they were regular. And this dog just kept wanting to run and just kept wanting to go and figure out the next place and just did not want to stay put. And it didn't really look frantic, but it looked emotionless, like detached. Like it didn't care, it just had to keep going. So you can take what applies, what resonates with you, but for the dogs to just fall out in the reading like that very randomly, and I have that dream that I remember, it's definitely a foreshadowing to something. And dogs symbolize loyalty, and it's like, is this loyalty to him or is this loyalty to his owner? And as you can see in the dream, the loyalty was not to the owner at all because the dog just kept going. The loyalty was to itself. So I guess it begs the question, like, is this energy truly an earth angel if their loyalty always seems to be with themselves while they're projecting that the loyalty is with others? In order to be a good dog, is like you have to be a good partner to your owner, right? And if you're not showing up for your owner very well, then you're not really man's best friend. But this energy here likes to show up as their own best friend. They have personal loyalty. But with the heart chakra so open and moving in survivor energy and pushing this guys to the 3D world, it's like it's not really transferring. Okay? These snakes are what's coming for this bank or credit loan. Okay? And that's because this is basically for everybody. Right? Maybe this energy seems like they're for everybody. That's why they're such a popular energy. But there's going to be some kind of group invite with people who are not necessarily family, but they say they're family, and they're going to try to conjure up something, but it's going to be returned to sender, obviously, because you emanate in this earth angel vibe. And this Aquarius energy is going to offer fake news that your intuition already let you know. Okay, you receive some kind of foreshadowing from your intuition, which is why the deer is in the upright, and you'll be able to move with it gracefully in accordance with this Aquarius. Okay, now this Aquarius is basically paranoid and jumpy. They have clear skin, may seem Hawaiian. I'm getting they have cataracts, or they have light colored eyes that have blue in it. They are mixed race, so they may not have just blue eyes. It's just they have blue film, but we're talking about someone with gray. So it's like, if we're talking about you and the people that you hang around, maybe there's multiple people with gray hair, and that's where this cataracts vibe comes into play. Or they have like a blue in their eyes. Okay, they come from Latin America in some regard. They're a spiritual beginner, and that's because they have a lot of massive trauma, and the only way to go about healing it, especially at this stage so far in the game, is to call on higher energies to assist you in your healing process. Okay, so that's why they're a spiritual beginner. Okay, they may have issues with traveling. I'm not gauging that they enjoy traveling, like they maybe don't drive, or they have a chauffeur, or they prefer traveling on socially, like buses, carpool, and things like that, so that they can truly be in this popular survivor energy vibe. you know, with people waiting on them and taking care of them and treating them like, you know, they're special. Okay, they have some kind of ancient ancestry or royal bloodline attached to them. I'm not gauging like from the past. I'm gauging that in their future bloodlines there's some kind of ancient ancestry. So whoever their people are married off to or have connected with is what allows this earth angel now the legacy of having ancient ancestry, if that makes sense. They're just before the times, kind of. And again, this massive trauma that is unhealed from their childhood is what's causing this big rift of them showing up as adults. Okay, but there's some kind of income coming, right? But not for this energy because they were denied blessings. And until they have some kind of pure intention, and they have to ponder why, you know, they would even ask purely, because there's almost no way to ask purely. Okay, and this was astonishing news about a genius or genius information, someone who enjoys bike riding or skateboarding, or someone who's going to do that because they're unprivileged or underprivileged. And what we mean by underprivileged, it's like you are very close to hitting your mark, but it's just that you are kind of like in a poverty state right now, right? So it's like before payday. That's what underprivilege is, instead of unprivileged, which means there's no payday in sight. Like you just have to, you know, dwell on the suffering. Okay, but this is all a part of some kind of karmic lessons about a swimming pool, or not really erasing the emotional baggage that you have in a way that just doesn't resurface again. Like you just have to acknowledge it and move on from it. It doesn't really take multiple years or days of healing. It takes right now. Or this can deal with the physical swimming pool, okay, that's outside near a basement. Someone's wearing pink or purple, and this is kind of like a deja vu moment. Pink, purple, and getting lavender. And then we have this moth. That's the second moth that's back. Because don't you love an enemy to the truth? I sure do. Know who to give karma to. So let's see. Is there anything else we need to know in this reading, Divine? Is there anything else? No? We've given all the information we could possibly give. Because at this point, awareness is key. Everything else is going to be offered in the dream state, just like I'm giving information in the dream state. Everything else will be offered. The signs and synchronicities are going to let you know what path you need to take at this point. Because you're a spiritual beginner, you are being hand walked through this process so that you can truly emanate in the next lifetime as an earth angel, assisting the collective in a positive way, not necessarily in this insecure way that you're moving in. Okay, so I appreciate your likes, your shares, your subscribes. I appreciate your energetic compliance, and those of you that are really rocking with me. Okay, so I will see you soon. If you like a personal, you know how to reach me. The information is in the description below, and I will see us soon. Until the next.